Hello everyone and welcome back to another reaction video. Today we are checking out the Royal Knights from Digimon Central. Previously I checked out 7 great demon lords and that was a very insightful video about 7 great Digimons with insane powers, and there was a lot of information throwing around, so I'm not sure if I remember everything right, but I certainly remember that they are powerful and very cool looking. Here are, I guess, the Royal Knights, which should be the good guys in this picture. The link will be in the description below, so you can sync it up with me. On my Patreon I will have the uncovered version of this reaction. If I'll need to cover it up, I'm not sure, but also in the description below. Without further ado, let's check this one out.
This group of Digimon couldn't be more diverse even if they tried. Unlike the 7 Demon Lords, who are all virus Digimon and generally evil, this group differs not only in their attribute, but also in what they believe is justice and their ultimate goal. These are the Royal Knights.
This is a very nice
In
transition.
Of 13 powerful Holy Knight Digimon, the Royal Knights are the guardians of the digital world commanded by Yggdrasil. They are known among other Digimon as the guardian deities and are assigned the highest rank of network security, making it impossible to violate security in their presence. Their existence was revealed when Omegamon was born. The members include Alphamon, Alforce Vidramon, Examon, Dukemon, Slapemon, Omegamon,
Alright.
Dynasmon, Lord Knightmon, Craniummon, Duftmon, Magnamon, Gankomon, and Jasmon. Even though he's not their member,
one looks very different.
Paladin mode is considered to be their founder because of his role in saving the ancient digital world from a great destruction in the past.
There is a lot
the
of them.
Royal Knights usually never assemble in one place as a whole group. They all have different beliefs and different lords, and each of them excels in their own area. They interpret Yggdrasil's orders in their own way, which sometimes leads to conflicts in the group. They usually act on their own, but can come together to protect the digital world. A prophecy from the ancient digital world says that Royal Knights will gather at the time of the greatest crisis. Under Yggdrasil's Project Arc, they were given the mission to delete unwanted Digimon. Under his orders, they will one day cross over to the digital world Iliad and meet the Olympus 12, who rival their abilities. This has not yet happened, so whether these two groups form an alliance or start a war remains to be seen. The Royal Knights are also allies of the 3 Archangels. Alphamon is said to act as a deterrent to the Royal Knights, even though he's one of their members. Normally, he doesn't show up where the Royal Knights are and is known as the Aloof Hermit or the Empty Seat. He possesses the ultimate power Alpha in Force in Battle, which instantly replaces the past battle, so Alphamon's attacks end in an instant, but in reality it is unknown how many attacks he has unleashed. In theory, you will only see the final blow that kills the enemy. He deploys a magic square of Digimoji, characters used in the digital world, from both his hands to attack and defend. Alphamon has the vaccine attribute and belongs to the Virus Busters field. He is also a natural carrier of the X antibody. His special attacks are Holy Sword Grad Alpha, which pierces the enemy by drawing out the convergence of light that pierces the center of the magic circle, and Digitalize of Soul, spreading the wings on his back to fly, developing a huge magic circle in the sky and summoning legendary monsters from another dimension. He also uses this attack to fire green energy beams from his hands. Alphamon Oryuken is a form in which Oryumon undergoes a miraculous evolution and becomes a sword due to the action of the magic circle of Digimoji released by Alphamon. Oryumon is the ultimate form of the prototype Digimon, an experimental body that pursues even greater combat power, and by becoming a sword, all of his combat power is devoted only to attacks. Oryuken means the King Dragon Sword. To swing the King Dragon Sword means to wield all the power contained within an ultimate Digimon and can't be swung by an average Digimon, and average Digimon also can't take its blows. Alphamon Oryuken has the vaccine attribute and belongs to the Virus Busters field. His special attacks are Digitalize of Soul, Holy Sword Grad Alpha, and Ultimate Battle Blade Oryuken. Alforce Vidramon is a legendary Paladin Digimon that appears only in a certain prophecy transmitted from the ancient digital world. The prophecy describes that Royal Knights gather during the greatest crisis in the digital world. Alforce Vidramon has the speed of God among Royal Knights, and there is no one who can follow his movements. Also, he wears the sacred armor made of the lightest rare metal blue Digizoid, which is rare even among a chrome Digizoid, which tears the sky and breaks the earth. Weapons and shields are deployed from the Wii bracelet equipped on both arms. This ultimate level Holy Knight Digimon has the vaccine attribute and belongs to the Virus Busters, Wind Guardians and Nature Spirits fields. The special attack is the Ray Shining V Force that is swept from the V-shaped armor on the chest. Other attacks
Very
include
shiny.
Alforce Saber, Dragon
Spin to
Impulse
win.
X, and Tense Great Shield. Alforce Vidramon has an X antibody form. In addition to the divine speed, his ultimate power Alforce is further drawn out. Alforce also has amazing healing abilities, and any damage will heal immediately. Even if you catch Alforce Vidramon and manage to hit him, you will receive a counterattack with 100% power in a blink of an eye. This Holy Knight has the vaccine attribute and belongs to the Wind Guardians and Virus Busters fields. His special attacks include Shining V Force, Alforce Saber, and Dragon Impulse. Alforce Vidramon has a form called Alforce Vidramon Future Mode. Not much is known about this Digimon, except that it was an evolution to the super ultimate level with the Digimental that makes this evolution stage possible. He belongs to the Wind Guardians and has the vaccine attribute. His attacks include Shining V Force, Alforce V Saber, and Tensegrity Shield. Examon is a Holy Knight Digimon born from a fusion of two ultimate forms, Slayer-Dramon and Break-Dramon. This is a Digimon with a tremendous amount of data, and he was discovered because he could not be rendered with conventional digital devices. His name is based on Exabyte, a large unit of computer data storage. He was finally possible to render with the performance of state-of-the-art
Like this is
digital
all
devices.
in-game
Although
cinematics
Examon
or
belongs
what?
to the Royal Knights, he stands at the top of all Dragon Digimon at the same time and has the nickname of Dragon Emperor. He has huge willing wings and a huge Lance Ambrosius. Kaledfalch is a special wing made entirely of chrome Digizoid, and at the discretion of Kaledfalch, it sometimes becomes a wing for flying and sometimes a shield that protects Examon. The Welsh name for King Arthur's sword was Kaledfalch, which means cleaving what is hard. It later developed to become the Caliburn in the story of Geoffrey of Monmouth, and finally the Frenchified Excalibur that we know today. The Lance Ambrosius is loaded with special bullets that have various effects, making Examon's attacks diverse. Ambrosius Aurelianus was a 5th century Roman leader in Britain who figures prominently in the early Arthurian legends. Some scholars believe Ambrosius provided one of the historical bases for the legend of King Arthur. Examon has the data attribute and belongs to the Dragon's Roar and Virus Busters fields. The special attack is piercing the enemy with Ambrosius, exploding all special shells and destroying and extinguishing the enemy from the inside, called Avalon's Gate, and soaring above the atmosphere, performing high-power laser shooting from Ambrosius, called Pendragon's Glory.
Good that he is
Also,
a good guy.
the Dragonic Impact, which plunges from outside the atmosphere and hits the body with heat generated from the friction with the atmosphere, is accompanied by a shock wave, so it is possible to wipe out a wide range of enemies. Examon has an X-Antibody variant.
Yo!
The data of the Holy Knight was extracted, and the knight-like appearance of a helmet and armor appeared. The power of the dragon and the Holy Knight types overflows and swirls, creating a draconic plasma. 12 Thunder Sword Burei Ragaha appear from the lightning bolt that fell from the draconic plasma and are released toward the enemy. Ultimate Battle Dragon Lance Ambrosius that emits high energy is sentient, and the amount of energy released changes depending on the strength of the enemy. The special attack Pendragon Sparkle, which pierces the enemy with the fully released Ultimate Battle Dragon Spear Ambrosius and drops a large lightning strike from the dragonic plasma, cannot be endured by any enemy. Omegamon is born from the fusion of the Virus Busters War Greymon and Metal Garurumon through the strong will of those who desire goodness. He possesses the characteristics of two Digimon, is a multi-type warrior that can fully demonstrate his abilities
I've
under
seen
any
this one
circumstances.
before, yeah,
His
okay.
War Greymon-shaped left arm is equipped with a shield and a sword.
I've seen this movie.
His Metal Garurumon-shaped right arm is equipped with cannons and missiles.
The only one that I know.
The back cloak is automatically put on from the back when avoiding enemy attacks or when flying. He has the vaccine attribute and belongs to the Virus Busters, Metal Empire, Nature Spirits, Deep Savers, Nightmare Soldiers, and Wind Guardians fields.
That's a lot.
His special attack is Garuru Cannon, which freezes the enemy with an absolute 0-degree cold air bullet fired from his metal Garurumon-shaped cannon. He is also equipped with an invincible sword, Grey Sword, on his left arm. The Digimoji on the Grey Sword read all delete in characters of the digital world. Other attacks include Double Torrent, Dash Grey Sword, Omega Sword, Sword of Ruin, Omega Blast, All Recover.
That's a lot of abilities actually.
And Omega Howling. Omegamon has an ex-antibody form who, in theory, cannot be defeated by other Digimon. This is because he has acquired the ultimate power Omega In-Force, which allows him to instantly anticipate and respond to battles. This is an ability that draws out Omegamon's fighting sense and potential under all circumstances, and has been raised to the limit. He has the Vaccine attribute and belongs to the Virus Busters, Metal Empire and Wind Guardians fields. Also, in battles concerning network security that he can never lose, he activates his special attack All Delete from his Grey Sword. When All Delete is activated,
Just delete
the part
everything.
that touches the blade of Grey Sword is erased instead of being cut. Dukemon, despite having the virus attribute, is an existence that contains the contradiction of being a guardian deity of the internet, and if the balance is disturbed by any chance, he can become a dangerous existence.
Oh,
Dukemon wears a sacred armor made by refining 99.9% high-purity chrome Digizoid. He has the Holy Spear Gram in his right hand and the Holy Shield Aegis in his left hand. He values chivalry and is loyal to his master. He belongs to the Virus Busters, Metal Empire, Wind Guardians and Dragon's Roar fields. His special attacks are Royal Saber, a powerful blow unleashed from his Holy Spear Gram, and finally Legion, which fires a beam that purifies everything from his Body Shield Aegis on his left arm. Other attacks include Gram Slash, Dragon Driver, Yugoth Blaster,
you got blasted, you mean?
Royal Slash, Shield Attack, Lightning Charge, Saber Shot, and Gram Strike. Dukemon has a form called Dukemon Crimson Mode. This is a hidden form of Dukemon clad in crimson shining armor. Since his power is fully released, the armor part radiates heat and is dyed red, therefore it is not possible to maintain Crimson Mode for a long time. He has a Digicore that seals the digital hazard in his chest, and when it releases all the power within his body, he can radiate feather-shaped energy from his back. He wields the Divine Energy-like weapons, the Divine Spear of Light Gungnir and the Divine Sword of Light Bloodgang. He has the Virus attribute and belongs to the Virus Busters, Metal Empire and Wind Guardians fields. His special attacks are Invincible Sword, cutting the enemy with his Divine Sword Bloodgang, and Quo Vadis, disintegrating the enemy into electrons with his Divine Spear Gungnir and burying them in a different dimension called Quo Vadis. Another attack is Dash Bloodgang. Dukemon also has an ex-antibody form. He received a sacred hybrid equipment that combines the rare metals red, blue and gold Digizoid as well as chrome Digizoid known for its highest purity. His form was redesigned to display even more holy power, and the Spear of Light emitted from the Holy Spear Gram is amplified and
That's
lengthened
a
with holy
long
power,
sword.
giving it a new special move called CX Saber. Furthermore, it is said that Dukemon's red cloak, before acquiring the X-antibody, was given to the brave Leomon. Slapemon is a beast-shaped silhouette among the humanoid Royal Knights. His entire body is covered in red Digizoid armor that boasts great defensive power, and even an ultimate Digimon wouldn't be able to easily damage Slapemon. His 6 legs give him excellent mobility, and his large physique allows him to move at high speed instantaneously. Slapemon guards the super ancient ruins beneath the thick ice near the North Pole of the digital world, and it is said that important program data related to the creation of Digimon are sealed in these ruins. Slapemon is based on Sleipnir, the 8-legged horse of the god Odin. Odin rides Sleipnir on his journeys through the 9 worlds, which are held in the branches and roots of the world tree Yggdrasil. Slapemon has the Vaccine attribute and belongs to the Virus Busters field. His special attacks are Bifrost, a scorching light arrow fired from the sacred crossbow Muspelheim in his left hand, and Odin's Breath, manipulating the climate to create a cryogenic blizzard with the sacred shield Niflheim in his right hand. In Norse cosmology, Muspelheim is a realm of fire.
Yep.
It is a hot, glowing land in the south, whose sparks became the sun, moon and stars. According to one tradition, the warm air from this region melted the ice of the opposite region, Niflheim. Niflheim is the cold, dark world of the dead, ruled by the goddess Hel. In some accounts, it was a place into which evil men passed after reaching the region of death. It is situated below one of the roots of the world tree Yggdrasil. Sleipmon has
Thanks,
an
God of War.
form. By changing to 4 arms in addition to the conventional 6 legs, he closes the gap between loading and firing, and he shoots continuously while moving at high speed. His special attack is firing a light arrow Surtur Brander that burns everything from his ultimate Senko and Herial that combines the wings on his back. And the Absolute Zero Cold Air Niflheimer Arrest, generated from the Holy Shield's Niflheimer, equipped on each of his left and right arms, freezes the Earth's surface and stops all life activities. Craniummon is known as the politest Digimon among the Royal Knights. He is a perfectionist and competes with other Royal Knights for the top 2 mission completion rates for Yggdrasil's orders. His policy is to always defeat the enemy in single combat, and the stronger the enemy, the greater his joy. Craniummon's armor is code-modified by Yggdrasil and has turned into Black Digizoid. By accessing the armor data, he is able to create his weapons and shields from the armor. Craniummon has the Vaccine attribute and belongs to the Virus Buster's field. His special attack is End Waltz, which emits a supersonic shockwave by spinning the magic spear Climbhsolish at high speed. Climbhsolish, or the Sword of Light, is a quest object that appears in a number of Irish and Scottish Gaelic folk tales. Those hit by this technique continue to dance until all data is shattered by the shockwave. In addition, the magic shield Avalon activates an impregnable omnidirectional defense, God Breath, that can nullify any attack for 3 seconds.
Oh.
Avalon is the island where King Arthur was taken to be healed from wounds inflicted in his final battle and where his sword Excalibur was made. Craniummon has an X-Antibody form. The Black Digizoid throughout his body became even more robust, and attacks aimed at him bounce back at the enemy. He also has the strongest magic shield Avalon on his back, which is a sign of his confidence that he doesn't need to use it. His special move is Grand Grizzle, in which he removes the blades from both his arms and throws them as a tomahawk. Also, he has an Ing Waltz, which rotates a modified version of the magic spear Climbhsolish at the speed of light, turning targets within 3 kilometers into ashes. It is said that those who see this technique will turn into data dust without even realizing that they have been attacked.
Cool. So that means they didn't feel it.
Dynasmon is the royal knight that possesses the power of a wyvern, a legendary winged dragon that has 2 legs. He is unique among the royal knights in that he has a strong sense of loyalty and will absolutely serve a lord who is worthy of his own sense of justice. Even if he is in existence called evil, he will not hesitate to die for the sake of justice he believes in. Therefore, he has a strong sense of chivalry and Bushido. Bushido is a moral code governing a samurai's attitude, behavior and lifestyle.
Aha.
He has a personality that values loyalty, faith and courtesy. He boasts unparalleled strength with dragon-like tough power and dragon armor made of high-purity chrome digizoid. He has the Data attribute and belongs to the Virus Buster's field. His special attacks are Dragon's Roar, which fires energy bullets with the same attribute as the 10 warriors from the palms of his hands, and Breath of Wyvern, which transforms the energy of his whole body into an aura of a giant wyvern. Another attack is Dragon Collider. Dynasmon has an X-Antibody form. The Wyvern abilities were brought out significantly, and he transformed into an ominous form, but his dragon armor is mostly composed of the lightest blue digizoid. The reason why a large and heavy Dynasmon can reach high altitudes in an instant with a single swing of his wings is due to the surplus of the flying dragon's tenacious power. For the sake of his lord, he pierces the huge horns on his head and flies, releasing his dragon's gust, which rushes into enemies and has come to possess the greatest ability among the royal knights in aerial battles.
He is very slim.
Lord Nightmon is more loyal to what he considers to be justice rather than the standard of good and evil, and his goal justifies all means. Whether it's domination by force, or if it brings about a certain degree of peace, Lord Nightmon finds value in that. There is also a ruthless side to the execution of his duties, and he shows no mercy towards the weak. He has the Virus attribute and belongs to the Virus Buster's field. His special attacks are Spiral Masquerade, in which he chops up the enemy with the 4 belt blades that extend from his armor, and Urgent Fear, in which he instantly penetrates the opponent's chest and shoots a shockwave from the pile bunker on his right arm from short range.
Ooh.
Lord
Oh,
Nightmon has an
that's
ex-antibody
cool.
form, a noble
Damn.
form that possesses the Rose Shield, Rose Pile Bunker, and the piercing sword Rose Fencer that combine offense and defense, and acquires even greater power as the King of Knights. By analyzing the battlefield with the red crystal embedded in his visor, he is able to always lead the battle to his advantage. The way he dominates the battlefield as if he were playing music gives those around him a sense of awe as an absolute being. Also, along with his armor, his saw-like blades are strengthened, and he is able to concentrate the power of his subordinates Nightmon at the tip of the blades. His special moves are Lord of Fraternity, deploying a saw blade that has accumulated the power of Nightmons and slashing enemy army to pieces like a dance, and the Noblesse of Rouge that restricts the enemy's movements with a hurricane of rose petals generated from the core of his Rose Pile Bunker and accurately piercing the Digicore with his Rose Fencer. He also wields the strongest pile bunker, formed by combining a shield and a sword, blowing away everything in the battlefield with a shockwave. Daftmon is one of the best strategists among the Royal Knights. He has the rare ability to lead them, each with their own beliefs. When he goes into battle, he becomes Leopard mode and races across the battlefield. His name is based on the German word for fragrance or pleasant scent. Daftmon has the Data attribute and belongs to the Virus Busters and Nature Spirits fields. His special attacks are all named in German, and they include the beam blade that draws an arc above his head and swings down the Sword of Annihilation Aussterben, translated as Extinction, and the Sword of Destruction that emits explosive energy Ernste Welle, translated as Severe Wave. In Leopard mode, he can perform a special move, Wolkenkratzer, that creates super high pillars of bedrock from the ground, pushing the enemy, and the Blockade, running on the ground and soaring into the sky, slicing and attacking the enemy from all angles. Also, the tip of Daftmon's round tail generates a spherical energy mine, becoming a weapon that strategically encircles the enemy in the attack called Eroberung. Daftmon has an ex-antibody variant. The chrome Digizoid armor that covers his body has been transformed into a highly flexible brown Digizoid, which has vastly improved Daftmon's elastic movements. Even if he is attacked from all directions, he will dodge all of them with his excellent taijutsu Brown Nabel. Also, the ultra-high-speed strike Eine Billion, which stands for 1 trillion in German, unleashed from his Brown Nabel, delivers 1 trillion stabs per second, causing the opponent to be annihilated in an instant.
1 trillion?
Magnamon is a
Excuse
paladin-type
him,
Digimon
what?
with an armor body that has evolved with the power of the Digimental of Miracle. The Miracle Digimental has the attribute of metal and is made of super metal chrome Digizoid. The Digimental's name comes from the miraculous power of those who use it to overcome obstacles. Magnamon has tremendous defense ability, and his attack power is equal to or higher than an ultimate level Digimon. In addition to Royal Knights, he is also a member of the Miracle 4. Those who have gained the power of the Miracle Digimental can be called a Miracle Item, because they can use the power of miracles to overcome any predicament. This Holy Knight belongs to the Virus Busters and Metal Empire fields. The special attacks are Plasma Shoot, which shoots a ball-shaped plasma bullet, and Shining Gold Solar Storm, which rapidly compresses the space, expands and explodes at once, and wipes out surrounding enemies with golden laser light.
Let there be light.
Other attacks include Extreme Jihad, Magnum Punch, Magnum Kick, Miracle Glitter, and Light Aurora Barrier. Magnamon has an ex-antibody form. Magnamon's super metal has become integrated with Magnamon's abilities, growing and regressing like live muscle. When Magnamon's muscle or the chrome Digizoid is tense, it temporarily transforms into a gold Digizoid state where the whole body shines golden, and it is an absolute defense state that can withstand not only physical but also attacks such as data decomposition system. Although he has a high gravity, Magnamon can overcome it by training his own chrome Digizoid. Special attacks include Plasma Shoot, Extreme Jihad, and Shining Gold Solar Storm. Gankomon rarely stays in the same place, even though it is said that he is located in the southwestern part of the digital world. While traveling around the digital world with Hackmon, who will lead the next generation, he stops any signs of incidents and chaos. Unlike other Royal Knights, who rarely show their existence, he is active in the field, and there are many well-known Digimon he considers as friends.
Okay.
He has given Hakumon a harsh test to pass on his title as a Royal Knight, and entrusted the Sistermon sisters to train Hakumon along the way. His stubborn personality makes him strict with Hakumon, which is a cruel side of kindness of wanting him to become as full-fledged as other Royal Knights. Gankumon is always accompanied by a life form called Hinu Kamoi that emerges from his body and helps him in battles with no questions asked. Gankumon has the data attribute and belongs to the Virus Buster's field. His special attacks are striking with fists, which hits anyone who talks back to him, and Hinu Kamoi unleashing Heaven's punishment at Gankumon's harsh words Earthquake, Lightning, Fire, Father. There is also the attack Flipping Table in anger that flips the ground together with the Chrome Digizoid Chabudai, and the ground being treated like a Chabudai becomes as hard as if made of Chrome Digizoid. Chabudai is a short-legged table used in traditional Japanese homes. Hinu Kamoi itself is in the process of evolution from the adult stage, and when his power awakens, it is said that no Digimon recognized as an enemy can exist. Gankumon X has assimilated with Hinu Kamoi, which appears on the back along with the characters Gankumon. If he completely releases the fluttering aura, the aura will change shape to resemble wings and maximize the power of Gankumon. The sandals Gankumon wore on his feet are now in Gankumon X's hands, and he uses them as a weapon for both offense and defense, and he can inflict a heavy blow with his specialty Tetsugeta Herite. Tetsugeta, translated as iron clogs, are sandals that require gripping the clogs with one's toes, much like flip-flops. The practitioner moves around and kicks while wearing them. The extra weight required to move the foot strengthens the leg for kicks. Gankumon X's final secret technique, Ultimate Battle Technique Tengyuken, is a deadly uppercut that condenses all energy into his right fist, ignoring any defenses and crushing the opponent.
My favorite!
Jasmon is the ultimate level form of Hakumon, who earned the title as the youngest Royal Knight. The dream conceived in Hakumon finally came true, and he became the ultimate figure beyond perfection. Jasmon has the data attribute and belongs to the Virus Buster's field. Equipped with the ability to detect incidents and signs of chaos that occur in various parts of the digital world, Jasmon rushes faster than any of the 13 Royal Knights. Even though he is a Royal Knight, this title does not make him an egocentric Digimon who prefers to work alone. On the contrary, he is good at teamwork and cooperates with Sistermons and other nearby Digimon in battles, which is rare for a Royal Knight. After observing and learning from Hinu Kamui, a life form that accompanies his teacher and mentor Gankumon, Jasmon formed his own counterparts, Atho, René and Por. Although they move according to the instructions of Jasmon, they can also act independently and boast an action ability that cannot be underestimated, such as direct attacks on enemies, support for Jasmon, and rescue of other Digimon. The names are a reference to Athos, Porthos, and Aramis from the Three Musketeers. The story revolves around D'Artagnan, who trains to be the fourth musketeer and eventually succeeds. The story sounds similar to Hakumon training to become a Royal Knight. His special attack is moving at high speed and instantly slashing the enemy with a blade on his arm Tekken Seibai or Furrow Sword Judgment. An omnidirectional technique called Schwertgeist or Sword Ghost that meets every enemy attack with 9 blades of Jasmon and his Atho, René and Por. OS Generics, which temporarily rewrites his own data and enables activities beyond the physical limits, is not bound by the laws of the digital world, so whoever the enemy, Jasmon will defeat them without suffering a scratch. Another attack is Un pour tous, or One for All. One for all for one is the motto of the Three Musketeers. In Digimon Rearise, there was a recolored version of Jasmon, all in red. Jasmon has an X-Antibody form. The X-Antibody changed the armor of the whole body into a blade, and he became a form more specialized for attacks. Each of the newly equipped swords is capable of self-reliant action, giving Jasmon an attack power that continues to overwhelm the enemy in a one-on-one match. Also, Atho, René and Por have been united and awakened as tactical arms, creating a battle style aimed at all directions, not leaving a single spot untouched. This Holy Knight has the data and vaccine attributes. The special attacks are shooting out the tactical arms called Iron Fist Judgment that shoots the Tekken inherited from Gankumon against the opponent, and Schwertflugel or Sword Wing, a combo attack in which he shoots the swords on his whole body towards the enemy and at the same time launches a continuous attack with the big swords on both arms. In Kyukaku Senshin Seibaken, which translates as Ultimate Battle Blade Holy Conqueror Sword, he pulls out the sword from the Digicore in his chest and destroys the fighting spirit of the enemy, making them incapable of fighting. Jasmine has another form called Jasmine GX. This is the final form of Jasmine, who endured the rigorous training by Gankumon and awakened his true power. His fighting spirit and sense of justice are filling his body, wearing the red color of burning flames. Jasmine GX is a carrier of the X Sentai and has the data attribute. The main weapon, the Unlimited Gauntlet, is an offensive and defensive equipment that can be switched to sword, knuckle and shield modes depending on the situation. Tactical Arms has evolved further to become a wing-shaped energy construct, and the flight ability has dramatically increased. In the arms state, he shoots a combo attack, Sacred Fist Destroyer, that succeeds even Gankumon's technique.
Really?
The final technique is to concentrate the energy of Royal Knights when Jasmine GX himself becomes the vessel for the 14th Ultimate Battle Blade King's Intruder, turning into a sword that instantly eliminates any enemy. In Digimon Frontier, after the protagonists defeated Cherubimon Vice, they were faced with a new obstacle in the form of Dynasmon and Lord Nightmon. They introduced themselves as Royal Knights and they served the Luchamon in order to bring him back and destroy and recreate the digital world. In Digimon Savers, the Royal Knights started off as villains in terms of fighting the main protagonists. However, they were following Yggdrasil's orders to destroy the human world in order to save the digital world.
Interesting.
The Royal Knights were also present in the movie Digital Monster X Evolution. They were helping Yggdrasil enforce Project Arc, a plan to transfer some Digimon to a new digital world and erase others with the virus Program X, also known as the Digimon Elimination Program and Particle Worm. Some Royal Knights like Dukemon and Alphamon didn't want to play a role in this, which resulted in conflicts between the Royal Knights. In Digimon Chronicle X, the digital world was under threat of falling into crisis caused by the 7 Demon Lords and the Gudamon X Sentai body, but they were eventually defeated by the Royal Knights. Who is your favorite Royal Knight? Tell me in the comments below. If you
Gankumon.
want to support me, you can do so on Patreon or buy me coffee. The links are in the description below. Thank you for watching, stay tuned for more Digimon videos. P.S. Make sure to follow my community page on YouTube as I also post updates about upcoming videos there.
Alright, let me go back to that poll that was just at the end. So, majority of people, Magnamon and Dukemon. Okay. Alright. What? They don't like Gankumon? Only 12%? That's a shame. But yeah, well, this was another cool video. Thank you for explanation for the Royal Knights. I mean, I'm happy that I know one of those, only from the movie. I did not know that he was a Royal Knight, but good to know. This, I mean, again, majority of the information is just like above my head, right? I cannot contain that much at one time, and I mean, if I would watch other seasons of Digimon, I would, I guess, get a grasp of what all the Royal Knights are capable of. What I can say is that they're in quote-unquote good guys, and they have a strong sense of loyalty and I guess judgment, let's say that. But yeah, oh no, it was cool to see those. Again, if anybody doesn't know, I have no idea about like these particular Digimons. Only from the first, I only watched the first season, and even that one I'm not sure if that I even finished it. Digimon Adventure, right? I didn't know even that there is a game for Digimons. I mean, I should have known that one, because like what, I mean, I'm not sure if there is a very old show that doesn't have a game, so that's my bad. But I'm curious, is a game any good? Like, what is, I expect it's like online multiplayer, but I mean, I have no idea how it is, right? So yeah, let me know in the comments below. But yeah, if you like this one, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, click that bell for notifications to be informed of my next reactions, gameplays, reviews, and other things you guys put in the comments below for me to check out. And I will see you in the next one. Bye!